London AIM-listed specialty chemical producer Iofina has just updated investors to the effect that the company is well placed to deliver a record full-year output. All this comes as prices in the iodine space continue to strengthen, which is part of its main business. Tom Becker is Chief Executive. He joins us now. Tom, welcome.
Jeremy, thanks.
I said part of your main business. I want to talk a little bit more about your aspirations, because as a specialty chemical company, obviously you have a fairly wide horizon. But I know operationally you're focused in the iodine sector. Give us some background as to what's happening in this year to date.
Yeah, so we are focused and one of the U.S. producers of iodine. We're the second largest producer of iodine in the United States, but we're a specialty chemical manufacturer that takes this iodine and creates value-added products. And we're also another specialty chemical producer that creates non-iodine-based products and puts it out into the marketplace. And it's been a great year for Iofina. We're on track to produce record amounts of iodine as a company. Revenues are at a record pace in the first half of the year. Profitability for Iofina is the best it's ever been, and we see that continuing on for the rest of the year.
Remind us where your product goes, who uses it, who consumes it, how do we benefit from it?
Yeah, so iodine is used in a number of different applications. Human healthcare is one of the largest applications for iodine. Injectable drugs for CT scans contain iodine. That's the world's largest use. But if you ever have a cut and they put an antiseptic on it, it looks like that brown solution. It's povidone iodide. So there's a lot of human healthcare applications. Everybody needs iodine to control their thyroid, to have good human health care. But there's other non-healthcare applications like LCD screens, industrial catalysts, and things like that iodine's used in.
Yeah, in terms of the rest of the year and how you look into next year, price is also rising as well. So you're benefiting not just through output, but also through the better pricing.
Exactly right.
How is this impacting, or helping rather?
Yeah, both of those things help Iofina. We're going to have a record year of production. We were at 454 metric tons through the first 3 quarters of the year. We look to hit that around that 600 metric ton mark, which would be a record year for us. And all that with additional iodine prices continuing to rise goes right to Iofina's bottom line.
Yeah, let me just quickly take a look at what's happening in terms of the move at the moment in the share price, because I think it's right to look at this in the context of what you've been talking about. This is goes back to the beginning of 2018. Got this spike here. You raised money earlier in the year.
Yep.
Current bid at what, 24, 25 pence. What are you saying to shareholders about where the company goes from here?
Well, I think the company is well positioned to go from here. We had a successful fundraise in the first half of the year. Money from that fundraise not only went to reduce our debt, which was significant reduction in debt, but also helped us grow faster. So part of the proceeds from that fundraise is being utilized, as we stated, towards fast-tracking additional iodine production. We broke ground on our iodine plant IO number 8 last month, and we're going to continue to use the funds that we're generating and were brought from the fundraise to continue to expand our business and continue to grow the profitability of the corporation.
So what do you say to shareholders about wanting to see a little bit more coming back to them? What are your plans to deliver shareholder value?
Yeah, the plans are to continue to grow the bottom line of the business. By expanding the business in value-added products, we want to continue to grow the profitability of the business. By us becoming more profitable, that's going to bring more shareholder value.
Yeah. In terms of that broad horizon I was talking about at the top, and the fact that you are the specialty chemical company, what have you got your eyes on as to where the business goes from here, assuming you don't want to add any more extra weight to the iodine business?
Yeah, so the iodine resource side of the business produces iodine. The iodine chemical, and now a new company that we've started called Iofina X, are looking at additional specialty chemical products that fall into our expertise. We have expertise in specialty chemical manufacturing. The Iofina chemical portion of the business has been in business for over 35 years. We know how to scale up chemical processes. We know how to do basic chemistry, and we keep looking at additional products in our Iofina chemical portfolio to add new value-added products, but we're also looking into new products such as CBD derived from hemp to provide a value add to our customers.
Let me just clarify this. So CBD is part of the mix of products from cannabis. That's correct, isn't it? So it's taking what part of that? What gives you CBD? What's that going to give an end user?
So Iofina is focused on hemp and not involved at all in the marijuana side of this particular business. So we're licensed in Kentucky to take hemp and be able to extract products such as CBD or other cannabidiols from the hemp plant, which, as everybody is in the market is keenly aware, is a very rapidly growing business. And we think our chemical expertise, our analytical expertise, our extraction, distillation, and scale-up expertise is going to position this well for us here moving forward. We're a couple steps away, and we hope to have a little bit more information to the market by the end of the year on how this business plan is going to work.
What about the cost of doing that? How robust is the balance sheet, first of all, going into this planned new venture?
So one of the things that the fundraise has been able to do for us is we've reduced our debt significantly and helped the balance sheet. Additionally, the profitability from the current business has really helped the balance sheet well. So we reduced our debt by over $7 million from the fundraise, not only from fundraise, but also one of our debt holders converted to equity, who obviously believes well in what we're doing as the organization. So we have funds to be able to fund specialty chemical products. Depending on how fast we scale up the CBD will depend on how those funds are utilized.
Yes. Does it mean taking on extra staff? There's a lot of research and development costs presumably associated with all this.
So right now we're not having to take on extra staff. We're using the people within our organization, but I would anticipate that as this particular part of the business grows, we will definitely have to add people.
Yeah, and you'll be doing it by yourself? Will you be taking on joint venture partners? What's the plan to go into these new areas?
We're looking into some JV partners in order to accelerate how we get into the market. We haven't got any of those deals done yet, but that's definitely something we're looking at.
Okay, we're knocking on the door of November, of course, so I'm not going to ask you how you're going to be at the end of the year. Let's take a look into 2020. What are we going to be talking about when we next meet up?
Well, we're going to be talking about iodine for sure. So our iodine plant, IO number 8, should be online in the first quarter of next year, maybe early second quarter of next year. So that'll be online within about 6 to 7 months of when we started. So our iodine production, we anticipate, will continue to rise. We feel, although we can't guarantee, that the iodine market's going to continue to be positive for Iofina. There seems to be a shortage in iodine compared to the demand in the world. So any kind of price increases of iodine is going to benefit the company as a whole. And we'll continue to look at other specialty chemical products such as CBD, other iodine-based derivatives, and some non-iodine-based chloro and fluoro-based derivatives to provide extra value for our shareholders and our corporation.
Okay, we'll look forward to catching up with all that later next year. But in the meantime, thanks indeed for joining us. So it's Dr. Tom Becker. He's the Chief Executive of Iofina.